Hello and welcome to Rathods Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see current affairs of 21st November 2024. So let's get started with our discussion. And there are more than 10 articles which are relevant from our examination point of view, but most of the articles that we studied in our recent days. So what are the new articles are there? I will be discussing those articles and I will be also showing you the other articles which have some relevance to our examination. Okay, so see this image, guys. So what is this image? What do you understand by this image? Showcasing technology. Okay, so actually this article is talking about 27th edition of summit regarding especially technology, that is Bangalore Technology Summit 2024 is going on. So why we need this kind of summits regarding technology? For what? Okay, to know the developments of other countries. Okay, next. So what is the application of technology in our daily life? So we need any technology? Yes, of course. Okay, so in which areas we can use this technology? In everywhere. Can you give me some examples? Transport. So in transport, we need which kind of technology? For example, recent developments. Do you know? Do you know about this fast tags? What is that fast tags? Okay, toll. So what is the development in this fast tags? Recent advancements. So we are replacing this fast tag with which kind of system now? Satellite based toll system. Yes or no? Okay. So apart from this transport, in which areas we can use this technology? Vinod, in which areas we will use technology? Hmm? Okay, GPS. Okay, next. Huh? Cooking appliances. Okay, microwave ovens. Okay, next. Pritham? Bank details. Okay, Jandan Aadhar. Jam Trinity. Okay, next. In agriculture example, recent example. Uh, okay, data we can store. Okay, in agriculture, tell me some recent developments regarding technology. Using drones. Next. Can you give me any portals, any examples of giving early warnings, Ravi? Recently, I said one example. E-Gram Swaraj. So through that portal, government is trying to provide day-to-day weather forecast to the farmers. Next, environment. Mm. Mm. Okay, using of technology for operating of any instruments. Okay, next, environment. Huh? So how? Early warning system alerts. Next, Pritham examples. Nuclear reactors, new technology, small modular reactors. Next, come on, that you know. Huh? Geosensing. Okay, next. Example. I want example. Yes, nanotechnology. Okay. Okay, mini ATM. Okay. So actually, this article is talking about Bangalore Tech Summit 2024. So what happened during the summits? So either only Indians will be there or other country people will be there. Other country people will be also there. So why we need to have this kind of summits? What will be the advantage for India? So it is happening in Bangalore. Bangalore is located in which state? Karnataka. So as you all know that Karnataka, especially Bangalore, is IT hub. Okay. So whenever we are having this kind of technology summits in this India, what will be the advantage? Are you getting my question? Tell me what will be the advantage. Guess. Exchange of ideas. Very good. Next. Okay, to implement new ideas. Okay. Next. Vinod, what will happen? Awareness about new type of technology which other countries are using. Next. Okay, to know the competition. Okay, to some extent. Next. Yes, cyber things. Okay, we will be knowing the new technologies. Next. Okay, awareness or skill development for students. Yes, place for collaboration. Okay, next. Yes, very good. Investments. We can get investments. Next. That will be obviously helpful for economic growth, boosting of domestic industries, employment opportunities, and finally Viksit Bharat and sustainable development goals. Okay. So now let us see this article in detail. Okay. So actually, the important theme of this summit here is educate, innovate, and empower. So education means especially giving awareness to the students, and they are focusing on getting innovations. So details regarding innovations are happening in other countries. And we are also focusing on empowering of our Indians regarding the technology and development in the future. So this is the important title of this Karnataka Strategic Global Alliances. Especially they are focusing on dedication to build and as well as inclusive and innovation driven economy. So whenever you are writing about any answer regarding cooperative federalism, so actually Viksit Bharat is aim of our central government. So if you want to achieve that status of developed country by 2047, we need proper cooperation from the states. So if you are writing any answer regarding cooperative federalism, then you can use this kind of articles. Like recently Karnataka government came up with this global AI summit. So through this, they are focusing on education, innovation, and as well as empowering of people. And actually in this summit, many countries like Denmark, France, USA, UK, even South Korea, Tunisia, and Colombia, they participated. So here we can understand, so this is a collaboration of different countries. So that here we will be getting some technology understanding, awareness about technology, and even we can understand like how different countries are having the developments in this AI. Okay. And actually this session is focused on three important areas of collaboration. So first important area, as you said, skilling initiatives. Especially whenever you are coming with this kind of joint programs, we can address the skill gaps. So if you compare India with USA, obviously they are developed countries, they are much more developed and they have more equipments regarding AI. So we don't have that kind of technology, even that kind of equipments and even that kind of technology. So whatever the skill gaps they are there in this emerging technologies like AI, machine learning, automation, etc. So we can reduce this skill gap, especially in the fields of AI, cybersecurity, and data science. And in this program, they are focusing on global skill hubs and they want to launch some certification programs. If you students, if you are attending there and if you are getting this certificate from this so-and-so USA or so-and-so Denmark company like that, obviously your credentials will be increased and you will be getting much more good opportunities. And we're also focusing on talent exchange. If they find that you're much talented, so they can recruit you so that you will be going to the foreign countries and you're working there. So in this way, they are focusing on especially skilling initiatives. And next one here is, as you said, investment opportunities. It's very, very important. So if you are having this kind of investor friendly policies, if these countries, they want to invest in our country regarding anything regarding AI or machine learning, if they find that what are the policies in our country are investor friendly, obviously we can get this foreign investment. It may be in form of FDI or FPI. Whenever we are getting foreign investment, obviously that will lead to boosting of our economy, increasing of employment opportunities, getting of technology, etc. And next important one here is, we are also focusing on academic and research collaboration. So here we are also going to have some joint research projects will be done by students and student exchanges and even partnership between Karnataka's institutions and as well as international universities. Okay. So in this way, we can focus on technology driven innovation. And even if you are writing any answer regarding AI also, in conclusion part, you can write about this recent Bangalore AI Summit. So there we are focusing on 3 areas like skilling, investment, and as well as academic and research collaborations. Okay, so in that way we are going to upgrade our technology. Like that you can give some conclusion part, or else even in introduction also you can use this article. Okay, let us see the next article. See this. Climate change is the biggest disruptor in aquaculture. Okay, FAO. What is this FAO? Food and Agriculture Organization. So here they are talking about two important things. First one is climate change and second one is aquaculture. So here FAO is saying that because of climate change there is some disruption on aquaculture. So what is the relationship between climate change and aquaculture? Can anyone explain or elaborate on this point? Come on guys, you can do it. What is aquaculture? Aqua means water, culture means growing. So we are growing some animals or like any living organisms in water. That is called as aquaculture. So can you give me some examples of aquaculture? Who are from AP? Tell me examples of aquaculture in AP. You're going for fish farming, prawn spawning, next crabs farming, next tuna fish. Okay, so why climate change leads to disruption of aquaculture? How? So what is this climate change? What is the meaning of climate change? Changing of climate? Yes, global warming. So because of global warming, what is happening in aquatic ecosystem? So if you see the ecosystem, we have different types of ecosystem like aquatic ecosystem, terrestrial ecosystem, like that. So we are talking about especially aquatic ecosystem, that is the biodiversity which is present in water. So what is the impact of climate change on this biodiversity which is present in water? Water level decreases. How? How? Explain on that. Okay, you are saying that global warming is happening. So what is the meaning of global warming? What is the meaning of global warming? Okay, increase of temperature. So what is the reason behind this increasing of temperature? Okay, greenhouse effect or greenhouse gases. Can you give me some examples of greenhouse gases? Carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides and sulfur oxides. Next, methane. So like that we have some examples of greenhouse gases. So because of using of vehicles or because of industrial pollution, whatever it may be, so we are releasing these greenhouse gases into atmosphere, that is causing greenhouse effect. What is this greenhouse effect? GHE. Greenhouse effect. There is increasing of temperature. So for example, to understand this greenhouse effect, if you keep your car in sun, okay, so what happened, whenever you're parking your car, it will be like very low temperature. So after 1 or 2 hours in sunny days, if you open that, it will be like very hot. Even if you're comparing with the outside temperature, so inside your car the temperature is obviously high because the trapping of temperature is happening inside your car. So that is an example of greenhouse effect. So actually because of this global warming, there is increasing of temperature of sea, right? If I'm talking about aquatic ecosystem, so because of increasing of global temperature, obviously there will be increasing of temperature of sea water or water level. Okay, so because of increasing of temperature, what happened? So do you know fishes, they will be having one thick layer of fat. What is that thick layer of fat? Blubber. So no, especially animals which are present in the polar regions. For example, penguins, for example, seals. So they have to store some amount of heat. So because of that, they will be having thick layer of fat. It is called as blubber. So whenever there is increasing of temperature of seawater, obviously fat will be melting whenever there is increasing of temperature. So it is affecting this blubber. So whenever this blubber is getting affected, it is also affecting the reproduction. Okay, reproduction cycle of animals will be affected. This is the first important reason. And next one is, whenever there is increasing of temperature, there will be one more consequence, that is increasing of carbon dioxide absorption. Okay, so whenever carbon dioxide absorption is happening more in water, what happened? Water will become carbonic acid. It is a weak acid. So even though whenever water is converting into acid, obviously it will be having impact on the animals. So can you directly drink this acidic water? No, right? So whatever the animals which are present in that aquatic region, they will be getting affected because of oceanic acidification. So because of these two reasons, now whenever the reproduction is affected, obviously we cannot get the next generation. So whenever there is no next generation, can we ensure the sustainable ecosystem? No. And even because of this acidic thing also, aquatic biodiversity will be getting affected. Clear? Okay, now let us see this article, what this FAO is saying. Okay, just a minute. Okay, FAO emphasizes that climate change poses a significant threat to aquaculture. It is affecting the production of fish and as well as catch composition. So what is this catch? Fishermen will go with their nets and they will be catching the fishes, right? So whenever fishing production is affected, obviously the catch of the fishermen will be changed. For example, if certain area which is having very huge amount of certain kind of fish, but because of climate change it had been affected the population there. That means whenever the farmer is expecting that fish, will that fish will be there in the net? No. So that is the thing which mainly said by FAO. So actually fisheries director advocates that India need to implement adaptive measures. For example, altering fishing practices, and as well as we have to go for diversifying fish varieties to sustain the sector's growth. So actually fishing sector is also one of the important sector which comes under agriculture and allied activities, right? So actually India is having a very large coastline. So can you tell me how many kilometers of coastline we are having? 7,500 kilometers of coastline. And can you tell me examples of coastal states in India? Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, AP, Kerala, Odisha, West Bengal, only that, Karnataka, Maharashtra. Okay, so these are the states, they are having boundary with the coastal areas. Goa also. So actually whenever the countries, whenever they are sharing the boundary with this coastal areas, obviously their economy is dependent on this fishing. So whenever the climate change is happening, global warming is happening, so if it is affecting the fishing production and as well as catching of fish, obviously the economy of these countries will be get affected. Okay, so that is the thing which mainly said here. So if you see the 7 important points that you have to get from this article, the first one is climate change disruption. So there is changing of it is not the school, Preetham. So the changing climate is a major disruptor in aquaculture that will lead to the decreasing of fish stocks and as well as altering of aquatic ecosystem. So because of this, now we have to take urgent steps so that we can make the stakeholders to sustain in this fishing industry, especially lakhs of people's livelihood is dependent on this. Yes or no, especially coastal areas. So we have to save them. Is blue economy. Blue economy will be also affected if we are not taking the steps. And next one here is FAO also giving some warning regarding this. What are the challenges that we are having in this aquaculture? And they're also giving about resources and knowledge to improve our resilience against climate effects. And especially they are saying that we need local practices. We have to enhance the local practices. And even what are the traditional fish stock? If you go to market, can you tell me which kind of fishes that you will be seeing normally? Have you ever gone to the fish market or any weekly markets? That is in English? Yeah, Katla. Next. Fish's name, don't you know? I want some names in English. I know Telugu, but I don't know English names exactly. So which prawns? Prawn is not a fish. Shark. Okay, shark. Will people eat shark? No. In abroad eating. Okay. So actually, if you go to any market in India, so normally you will be seeing the similar kind of fishes, right? So here, because of climate change, what are the native species are there, they are affecting. So here this article is saying that rather than focusing on only that traditional fishes, we have to go for diversification of other fishes. Even fishermen need to catch migratory fish like even tuna, okay, which is having a huge demand in the market so that we can sustain in this economy. That is the thing which mainly said. And especially policy measures aim to support micro, small and medium enterprises so that whenever government is providing support to this food processing industries, especially related to this fisheries, regarding innovation, regarding technology, etc., so that will be very helpful for sustaining of that fishing community. Okay, so that is the thing we have to see, that's it. And see this article. India, China agree to work on rebuilding mutual trust. So what is this article? India-China relations, which comes under international relations. So do we share boundary with the China? Yes, right? That means it comes under India and its neighborhood, right? Okay. So what are the recent developments from last 3 to 4 days between India and China? Line of actual control resolution. Next. Yesterday, flights. So we are resolving this flight issue as well. Okay. That is from last 3 to 4 days. It came in 2019, no? Okay. So what might you expect in this article? So can you think something? Like in which areas other than these flights and border issues we can improve our engagement with China? Security. Exactly where? Line of actual control. McMahon line. It is present between India and Arunachal Pradesh. India and China places at Arunachal Pradesh. Next. What can you expect? If you are getting this kind of articles, before reading you have to get something idea. So think that what might be there. And after once you think, try to read this article. Then you can tally like what is your idea, whether it is matching with this newspaper or not. So if there is the thing which is tallying, then you will be feeling good that I am understanding current affairs. If there is nothing which is tallying with your ideas and as well as what is there in newspaper, you will be remembering that for the more time. Okay. So let us see this article. So we have to wait and see. We have to wait and watch like what will be happening in the future. Okay, so India and China have agreed to work on rebuilding mutual trust and understanding about what are the issues which are present between India and China. And actually we are focusing on the cooperation over conflict. So rather than conflict, we have to focus on cooperation. So whenever we are having conflict with our neighboring country where we are sharing our border, can we establish peace and stability, security of that region? No. Rather than conflict, we have to go for cooperation with that country so that we can establish at least peace. So whenever we are establishing the peace at this boundary, what will be the advantage? We can decrease our defense expenditure. Next, we can save the life and property of the people. Next, you can get China food. Why? Fast food. How? Okay. Okay, so here this meeting between India and China, which signifies it is one of the crucial steps between two Asian powers. So in Asia, which are the two important countries? Obviously, most populous countries are these two, right? India and China. So here, if you are having this kind of engagement and cooperation, we can ensure proper peace in this area, especially in this Asia, because they are two big Asian powers. And next important one here is acknowledging the past clashes. So from 2017, if you go back, so from 2017 onwards, we are having issues between India and China. In 2017, they tried to occupy Doklam Valley. Doklam Valley, it is a tri-junction between India, China and Bhutan. At that time, Bhutan supported India so that we finally resolved that conflict. But now LAC region, it is between India and China only. There is no other third party interference in this LAC. So because of that, it had been a very long, like it is like more than 4 years to resolve that issue. Okay, so we have to learn from our past, and whenever we are learning from our past, then only we can prevent those mistakes that we already did there. So even in your UPSC preparation also, whenever you are practicing PYQs or whenever you are taking any test series, you have to learn where you are doing mistake, why you are going wrong, and next time you have to prevent that mistake. Okay, it is a human nature, like, right? So whenever they are learning from the past, obviously they will be not doing that mistake once again. Okay, so in the same way, we have to prevent the future confrontation. Okay, when we are focusing on historical lessons which shaped our diplomatic strategies, and even whenever we are having this kind of like engagement with this type of countries, obviously we can maintain regional stability. Okay, and we can focus on peace, and we can decrease the military disengagement. Okay, and even if you are going for different countries also, we can showcase our success, like how we are maintaining our borders, so that we can make other countries to learn lessons from India. Okay, so that India can lead this global south forward. Ah. Always about marriage, about bride, who will bring the more dowry, how to do corruption, only that thing only. Mm. Okay, see this article. Amid severe pollution, Delhi government implements work from home policy. So where we discussed this topic? How many days ago? Every day. So here work from home policy comes under which plan? Who will implement this work from home policy? So what is the CAQM? Uh, Air quality, commission on air quality management. Okay, so it will be implementing which plan? Graded action response plan. So in that graded action response plan, how many phases are there? 4 phases. So here, why it is a new Supreme Court said that here CAQM is not working well. It is not implementing phase 4 throughout Delhi. So this was the thing that we discussed 2 days ago. So in that phase 4, one important component is completely banning of construction, and even there will be no schools and no offices. They will be going for online education and work from home. So now, because of Supreme Court intervention, now Delhi government implement this work from home policy, that is graded response action plan of 4. Clear? So in that way, how you have to connect with the earlier things. So first, they said they will be implementing. So first of all, Delhi government came up with this authority, CAQM, and CAQM responsibility is to implement this graded action response plan according to the air quality index. And there we have 4 plans. So actually, Delhi air quality is very serious. It is more than 450. But even though CAQM had been failed to implement that, Supreme Court intervened. Supreme Court said that no, you have to implement that. Finally, Delhi government took this responsibility of implementing grade 4 action plan. Clear? Everything is clear, right? So what is happening from the past? Okay. See this article. So I think 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I said that you have to refer about this CARICOM. Okay, so CARICOM organization is related to what? CARICOM. So to which countries our Prime Minister is on visit? 3-nation visit. Nigeria. Nigeria done. So with Nigeria we had even agreements. Brazil, Guyana. So Guyana belongs to Guyana belongs to okay, Brazil belongs to South America. Oh shit. Nigeria belongs to? That to which Africa? Okay, see here. What is this? What is this CARICOM? I said to do work on this CARICOM. It is a group of Caribbean countries. Actually, it is group of 15 countries of this Caribbean. So where are these Caribbean countries are located? Guess. Ah, where exactly? So this is present between South, North America and South America in between part. Okay. So it have Pacific Ocean and as well as Atlantic Ocean, access to these two oceans. So try to imagine map in your brain. So every day, at least one part of map you have to see. Whenever you are reading, you will be getting obviously bored, and sometimes you will be feeling something is going over my head. Whenever you're feeling depressed, open map and just leisurely go to the country. At least try to spot some important countries. So in map, if you see some countries are very big, you can see the name easily. So at least try to see this kind of countries, and especially see the bordering countries which are having border to seas. Okay, like that. So our Prime Minister, he proposed 7 key pillars to strengthen ties between India and CARICOM during his visit to Guyana. So first by Indian head of state over 50 years. So from 50 years, no Indian diplomat went to this country. So after 50 years, our Prime Minister, he went to this CARICOM countries and he said about 7 important key pillars where we can focus. So why India is interested in this Caribbean countries or CARICOM now? As I said, they are having boundary with Pacific Ocean and as well as Atlantic Ocean. And especially island nations are very important. And even as I said, this concept of global south is not based on geography. It is based on developed or developing countries. So this global south includes less developed and developing countries. Okay, so Caribbean countries comes under part of global south, even they are present in northern hemisphere. Okay, so because of this, India is leading as a head of global south. Because of this, India went to these countries and we are focusing on agreements with this CARICOM. Clear? Okay, now especially they are focusing on trade, technology, tourism and other sectors where we have to improve our cooperation. So what is this CARICOM? So CARICOM includes Caribbean Community. And these group, they are the oldest surviving integration movement in developing world. Especially these belongs to developing countries. So actually these countries, they formed this organization CARICOM based on a treaty called as Treaty Chaguaramas in year 1973. So what is the purpose of this CARICOM? So they want to promote economic integration and as well as cooperation among the members, and they want to get the benefits of integration that are equitably shared, and even they want to coordinate a foreign policy among them. Okay, and you have to see those 15 countries. So first one is Antigua, Barbuda, Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, Haiti. So recently Haiti is in news. Why Haiti? I said Haiti. Recall the things. Haiti, why it is in news? Balaji, you are there. Tell me. Vinod, Arvind, you are there. Why Haiti is in news? I asked you a question like you have to see where is the location of Haiti also. It is a part of this CARICOM. Tell me. That's what revision is very important. Ravi, Haiti. You are saying something, I'm listening simply and I'm going, I'm not revising. How can I recall, ma'am? Don't ask this kind of questions. So every Sunday, keep 1 hour for whatever the notes that you are writing in the news in this class. Just it will be more, not more than 7 to 10 pages, right? Huh? So Haiti, Jamaica, Montserrat, Saint Kitts, Navies. So these are all the countries which are part of this CARICOM. So there may be a question like identify the countries which are part of CARICOM, or else they may ask the question regarding consider the following statements regarding CARICOM. Okay, and you have to identify correct or incorrect based on the demand of the question. Okay, so actually they are focusing on strengthening of diplomatic ties. Especially they want to focus on enhancing relations with these Caribbean nations. because these countries are always overlooked by global discussions. So whenever we are having small island nations, whether these problems of these nations will be heard in any international organization? No. So because of that, they will be forming their so and so groups or organizations, so that they will be at least trying to focus their problems in the global organizations. So for that, India is supporting now. Okay, so India is taking a good role in the global level. Okay, and next one here is we are focusing on important pillars like improving of trade and technology. Why these countries need technology? As these are island nations, because of climate change, there is increasing of melting of glaciers. So these island nations are much more vulnerable than compared to that of other big nations. Yeah, they are part of global south. Okay, so because of this, they need some technology to save themselves from this increasing of sea level rise. And whenever they are having trade agreements, obviously India and this community both will be getting win-win situation, because we will be getting access to the markets, there we will be exporting our goods. So because of that, there will be increasing of trade for our country, and whenever we are giving technology, that will also lead to the development of this CARICOM countries. And next one is, especially we are focusing on small and medium enterprises. So why this small and medium enterprises? So these small and medium enterprises, they will create huge amount of employment. So whenever they are creating huge amount of employment, that will lead to increasing of standard of living. They will be getting salary, everything. And even we are focusing on healthcare contribution as well. So as you all know that during COVID-19 pandemic, India played a very important role across the globe for sending of vaccines and for sending of essential medicines, PPE kits to other countries. So in the same way, we are going to have healthcare collaboration regarding distribution of vaccines. And recently, Mpox had been declared as public health emergency. There now, India is playing a very important role for development of vaccines and to send to the other countries. And next one here is we are also focusing on proposal of online portal, so that we will be having interaction between the private sectors and increasing of trade and collaboration between these countries. And we are also focusing on sustainable development goal. So there are some discussions regarding agriculture happened and food security which had happened, so that we can ensure achieving of sustainable development goals of zero poverty and zero hunger. And we are focusing on long-term partnership with these CARICOM countries. And see this article, guys. Planetary crisis put children at risk, says UNICEF report. Have you heard about this UNICEF? Accidentally? What is this UNICEF? United Nations? Full form of UNICEF. UN is United Nations, apart from this. Okay, EF means, F is fund. Tell me, UNICEF. Child. UNICEF. My God, Ravi. C for culture, E for education. Tell me now, UNICEF full form. UNICEF full form, Rohit. UNICEF. Very good. It's not there here. Already they saw. Don't try much. UNICEF, UNICEF, UNICEF. At least see United Nations organization. In under United Nations, we have 6 principal organizations. So see those organizations. It is very useful. You have to know that. If I say now, again you'll forget. I'll not say. No, I won't say. See here. Planetary crisis, nothing. Planet is our Earth. So on our Earth, we are having a lot of problems. I'll say what are those problems which are affecting the children now because of climate change. So in climate change, you can take heat waves, you can take cloud burst, you can take any disaster or anything. For example, recent landslides in Wayanad. So whatever it may be, you can take under this planetary crisis. So actually UNICEF gave a report which reveals that nearly 1 billion children, they live in high risk areas. Okay, so those areas are high risk because of climate change and because of environmental hazards. So because of this, they will be having impact on their health and as well as education as well. So this report is saying that the vulnerability of children developing, they will be having long-term threats like pollution, disease, food insecurity, whatever it may be, whatever the problem, it will be having obviously the impact on children. So this is about this report. So here this article is saying that today children, they face much more hazardous environment than compared to of prior generation, because now we are having climate destabilization. We are not maintaining the climate properly, and there is increasing of pollution. Okay, so because of that, we are having challenges on the health and as well as well-being of children. And whenever we are exposing to the air pollution and climate related hazards, even they will be having lifelong health issues, like they will be having problem in their brain, or sometimes even if you see, whenever woman she is getting pregnant, so about 50 to 60% of pregnancy they are not going for the last 9th month, because they are having some issues like abnormalities in the fetus. So if you have any idea with going of government hospitals or private hospitals, you will be knowing about this issue. So there is, even before born also, fetus is having lot of abnormalities because of this climate change and pollution. Yeah. And even, do you know about this microcephaly? Microcephaly. Zika virus. So because of this Zika virus, whenever mosquito is coming and inserting this Zika virus into the pregnant woman, so that virus will be affecting the development of fetus. So the head will be very, very small than compared to that of normal size of the baby. So in that way, because of this kind of climate change, even now, because of increasing of global warming, that is becoming the breeding sites for these vectors, which are causing diseases like mosquitoes, houseflies, etc. So because of this also, there is increasing of health issues in the children. And not children's, culture and education fund. Hmm? Yeah, children's education. I'm talking about education here. UNICEF I asked. I international emergency. Emergency. E for emergency. United Nations itself, international organization. Again, why? Okay, let me complete. It's already 9 for 10. Okay, so actually there is disruption of education because of climate events. So whenever there is disruption of life of children, like education or any right to life, etc., obviously it is violating the rights of the children. So whenever children is getting affected at a very tender age, obviously can we ensure the economic growth? No, because today's children are tomorrow's citizens. So entire economic growth and the future of the children will be getting affected. And next one here is, because of climate change, it is also decreasing our agriculture productivity, right? So because of this, there is increasing of risk of malnutrition and even malnutrition related health problems in the children. So we have to focus on enhancing of food systems now. And next one is, digital divide is also one of the important problem that we are having. Like for example, low income countries, if you're comparing with the high income countries. So high income countries, children, they are adapted to using of technology, but low income countries, no. So even you, if you are comparing the children of urban areas and rural areas, urban area children, they have at least the knowledge of using of some gadgets like mobiles, like TVs or laptops or anything. But if you go to rural areas, they know to play only in agriculture fields, or they will be more attached to the nature compared to the technology. So like that, we are having lot of digital divide. So because of this digital divide also, it is limiting the opportunities for children. Okay, so that's one more thing. And even we have to focus on regional demographic shifts, especially if you're comparing with the children of South Asia or like South Africa with these European nations. Can we compare the students? Okay, so here these children who are present in these tropical regions, especially they are facing much more challenges compared to that of children who are present in this temperate region. So that is a one more problem which is highlighted here. So that is the thing. And say this article, GM crops can help fight hunger depending on farming method. So what is this GM? GM stands for Genetically modified. Very good, Rohit. Okay. So genetically modified means what we are modifying? We are modifying genes. How we can modify genes? Okay. How we can insert another gene? Can you tell me example of gene Caesars? Caesar. What is Caesar? We have to use that instrument to cut something. So how we can cut this DNA part? By using what? Uh, I said two important things. One is CRISPR-Cas9. Yes or no? CRISPR-Cas9. Actually, regarding that CRISPR-Cas9 2022, there was a question. So it was the following is a gene Caesar. So by using that CRISPR-Cas9, we can cut the gene where we require. CRISPR, CRISPR-Cas9, all capital letters. CRISPR-Cas9. So one more thing is recently developed, but that had not been yet updated in your books. That is in the research level itself. So when we are compared with that CRISPR-Cas9 and the new one, the size of that is very less, but the size of this CRISPR-Cas9 is very more. That is the thing. I'll let you know. So actually, some students they might be wrote that thing in, not restriction inside. That is a new thing. That came in Sunday's newspaper. I said that. Okay, see this article. Long fight for accessibility dignity in Indian prisons. Why Indian prisons is in news? Because of geotag for under trails. Again the same story here. So you can revise that stories that we discussed in last days. And see here, clearing the air on Delhi pollution crisis. Why it is in news? Because of graded response action plan and as well as CAQM and Supreme Court intervention. Every winter, every year this will be there till your February. Okay, so the next topic is how does PM Vidya Lakshmi scheme differs from other schemes? So I said about this PM Vidya Lakshmi scheme. What is this for girls? Higher education. Government is providing what? Scholarship. Okay. So what is the criteria? Only girls. Okay. So what is the criteria? Actually, it is different. So only the students who are getting merit. Only for meritorious students only they are giving, not for all. Okay, so here on November 6th, Union Cabinet approved a new central sector scheme. Central sector is nothing but 100% of funds will be given by central government. So here you will be getting a question like, consider the following statements regarding PM Vidya Lakshmi scheme. And under that they may give like 2 or 3 statements. First one will be, it is a centrally sponsored scheme. Is it right? No. Centrally sponsored scheme means even state need to contribute to that scheme. But here it is entirely central sector scheme where 100% funds you will be getting from central government itself. And actually under this scheme, it provides support to the meritorious students applying for higher education. And second statement might be, under this scheme, government is giving scholarship for all girl child. No, it for only meritorious students for only higher education. It is not for primary education. It is for only higher education. Again, this will be one confusing point. And this scheme which differs from other government schemes like number of institutions eligible and mode of processing of loans, income cap, amount of money to be disbursed. So based on this criteria, they will be selecting the students, and that too, that student should be meritorious. Marks based on their performance. Not school, it is higher education. That means after plus 2 only, like degree, PG, PhD. Okay, see this article, India Australia firm of renewable energy partnership. What is this article? Renewable energy. What is this renewable energy? Which is not harmful for environment. Give me example. Solar, wind, geothermal, tidal energy, uh, green hydrogen. Okay, so why we need this kind of partnership with Australia? So where is Australia located? Southern hemisphere. So what is the meaning of Aus? Why Australia got this name Australia? Why Australia got this name Australia? What is that clue? Australia borealis, Australialis. So actually Aus means nothing but south. It is present in southern hemisphere, so the name got to this Australia as Australia. So why Australia we need to get this kind of technology? Tell me. So tell me how this renewable energy partnership is useful. Huh? How this renewable energy partnership between India and Australia is useful for India? What will be expecting? Huh? Renewable energy, how you can connect with counter attack? We can achieve sustainable development goals. Next. Okay, we can get technologies from these developed countries. Next. First, investment. If we don't know that technology, even we are importing the solar panels from Africa, from this China. If you are going for other countries, we can go for diversification of our supply chains. We will be not solely only dependent on China. Yes, next. So if we are depending on only one country, if that country is stopping the exports, then what will happen? So our everything will be get affected. So that supply chain diversification is very important. We should not depend upon only one source. Next, coal. We are focusing on renewable energy, not non-renewable energy. Trading. So we can improve our trade. Okay, we can improve bilateral relations. And even where in which groupings India and Australia are partners or members. G20, okay. Quad. Next. Not ARC. Okay, like that you have to see in which areas we are also having. And you have to see about the CEC, that is Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement. COP29, every country will be there. It is not only India and Australia. Okay. So that is the thing that you have to see, okay? So these are the important articles. BRICS, how? No, A is not there. 5 countries added, but no, Australia is not there in that. Okay, so these are the important topics that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. So if you have any doubts, you can comment in the comment section. And we are providing daily free current affairs quiz of 5 questions, and as well as daily one mains question on this current affairs, and also word of the day in our Telegram channel. So please do join that. Don't miss it. And don't forget to subscribe to Rathods IS Academy for further more interesting and strategic videos for your UPSC. Thank you so much guys for watching.